Good morning, Year 5s. It's Wednesday. We're halfway. Try that again. We're halfway through the week, and it's time for our maths. Let's have a look. So it should be this one here. Click on Wednesday. It's all there. Some tasty looking angle questions today. So just scooch down to there. Lovely. I'm so glad this tripod's working again. Lots of gaffer tape. Right, first one. Prime factors of 82. Now, I've given you this one to prove a point. Just because you get a bigger number does not mean it makes a bigger tree. Also, with 82, you might be thinking, oh, hang on, that's not in any of my times table facts that I'm just nervous my phone's going to fall. I'll just swap that out there. Oh, 82, it's not in any of my very well-known times tables. It's not all 9s, no, 8s, no. It's even, so just halve it. 2 makes 1. Half of 8 makes 4. 41. So, 41 and 2. 2's prime. Now, hang on a minute. 41. 40's in the 5s. 6, nope. 41. And you can always check, if you're really not sure, you can always check. Stick is 41 prime into the internet. 41 is also prime. So even though it's a bigger number, prime factors of 82 can be 41 times 2. There will be others. There's other ways of doing it. Probably. Because it's even, so there must be other ways of making it. But if you go very simple and start with, if it's even, halve it. It's a nice simple way of doing it. Give 2 factor pairs of 120. Now obviously, we'll be doing our factor frisbees, but we only need 2 pairs. Let's start cheating a bit. There's your first pair. 1 times 120. Easy. If you can do 1 and it's even, surely you can do 2. Let's take the 0 off. What's half of 12? 6. So what's half 120? 60. Boom. You've got yourself 2 factor pairs there without even drawing a factor frisbee. Okay? Sometimes the larger numbers feel like you need to do more, but actually there's more possibilities, so let's stick with the simple ones. Right, I'm thinking of a number, I divide it by 4, I add 10 and then double it and I get 44. What is my number? Don't forget this is all inverse, so I've just written it out. So, reading it backwards, I get 44. Then I double it. Well, let's halve it then, which is divided by 2. So let's halve it. Half of 44, 22. Add 10. I'll take away 10 then. Makes 12. Divide it by 4. Well, the inverse of divide is multiply. So let's times it by 4. 48. Boom. Tasty, tasty looking angles question. So, I've drawn it kind of accurately. So, we've got 2 missing angles. Technically, we've got 4 missing angles, but they're not question marked. And to be fair, looking at the question, couldn't care less what those 2 angles are. If you want to, I mean, you can do that. There's genuinely not enough clues to work out where it is, so you don't need them. If they're not question marked or X, Y, A, B, whatever, don't need them. So let's have a look. Where can we start? We can start. You could genuinely start in either place. This looks complicated, but it's actually very easy. Both missing angles, you've got 2 pieces of information. So this one here, yes, you've got 2 connecting triangles, but it doesn't matter. It could be one of those 180-degree questions where it's just intersected like that, not intersected, where it's made like that. So, it doesn't matter that it's 2 triangles. So, 78 and 85, I'll do it up here. So, 78 and 85, just to check, 13, 8, 7 is 15, 16, 163. So 10 would be 73, 17. So that one in there is 17. Go on to this next one. Okay, we're in a triangle now. And again, we've got 2 pieces of information. 78 and 44. Doesn't tell us what type of triangle it is. Doesn't matter. I've got 2 of my angles. So 78 and 44. 12, 7, 8, 9. Oh, my brain's not awake this morning. 11, 12. 22, 32, 42, 52, 62, 72, 58. So that one in there is 58, and that one is 17. Lovely jubbly. This one here, ooh. So we've got our triangle here, and we've also got an angle coming off this 180-degree line that's been extended. Okay, so we've actually got an exterior angle here that's been created. An exterior angle is where you have a shape and you extend off of it. Okay, that is not an exterior angle, that's a reflex angle. This is an exterior angle because it has been extended off the straight line and you have an angle that is created. Okay, so there is a difference between a reflex and an exterior angle. Mr. Axton had a deep discussion with her maths teacher at King Egbert about that. It was very interesting. That lovely slurp of my tea, sorry for the noise there. So, let's have a look. What do we know? We've only got one angle in this one here, and we're not even finding these. The angle's all over there. So, there is one more clue though. On your sheet, you've got two lines here. I've actually drawn that one awfully. I'm going to do that one. So it should be this. It should be like that. There you go. You've got 30 here. Remember, these two lines are telling you that these are the same. So that must mean this is the same. Okay. So isosceles, two angles the same, two sides the same. 30 and 30 is 60. So this one must be 120. That will now equal 180. Now you've got a lovely easy calculation to get this. It's a straight line. We've got 120. We need 180. That's going to be 60. Beautiful. I love angle questions because they look absolutely crazy and dead hard sometimes. But if you just break them down, all the information is there and it is very simple calculations. It's all working to 180, 360, add, subtract, however you want to do it. Okay, I'm a big fan. Right. 76 times 10, that should be 760. You've got 1 0. 177 divided by 100. Don't forget the decimal is here. Every whole number ends with a decimal. You've got your 2 zeros. So, 1, 2. You've now got yourself 1.77. And 45.7. 1. So I'm going to draw this one out actually. 45.7. Remember, it goes 45.700000000 forever and ever 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 and ever. So, times by 100, you've got your 2 zeros. The cheat way, move the decimal 2 places. The actual mathematical way is the entire number moved 2 places along. Okay? But your answer should be 4,570. Lovely. On to the task for the day, which were the football pitches again. So, you use these for the perimeter, but the task is now looking at finding the area of these football pitches in metres. And obviously that's going to be metres squared as well, okay? Hopefully you've got all your conversions from last time. I've not changed the numbers, so do convert them, check what you're working in, but you should have your answers from last time. You can always flick through your book and find those. And I'm going to have a quick look at how we solve them, because I know that this might catch a few of us out. So, the video might be a bit long again, but I don't mind going through the answers. First one, 102.4 multiplied by 65.8. Now, the reason we're doing that is because we've got length times width. Remember, to find the area of a rectangle, area equals length times width. Okay? So, 102.4 was our length, 65.8 was our width. Looking at that, some of you might go, "Ooh, whoa, hang on a minute. I've got 1, 2, 3 numbers I've got a times by here, and I've got decimals." I'm curious to see whether some of you sat and powered through this one first. The reason I put this one first is because it's actually the trickiest one out of the 3, in terms of there's more to do, there's more places to go wrong. We don't just learn maths for tests, obviously, we need it in life. But tests don't now just have the hardest ones towards the end. They'll throw a right random one in halfway through. It's up to you to think, have I got the... Do I do this one now, or do I come back to it? Okay, see, you're always learning. So, let's get to that one first. Let's get ourselves warmed up. We can do these ones, multiplying by 2 digits. We do these in our sleep in year 5 now. And then we'll come back to that one. Okay? So a bit of common sense thinking here. If you're confident with it, fine, do it. But for some of you, just think, I'm going to get these 3 sorted, and I'll have a go with this one. Otherwise, you could be sitting there for 10-15 minutes going, Let's go to the ones we can do. So, Man United, 105 by 68, because your length is 105, your width is 68. So, 8 times 5 is 40. Remember, we're using the 8 all the time. Nothing times 8, nothing. But you've got your 4. And then 1 times 8 is 8. Beautiful. We've finished that one. And we're done with the 8. We're now working with the 60. So because we're working with the 60, we're going to put our 0 here or there right now. So now it's 5 times 60. 6 times 5 is 35. So 60 times 5 is 350. 0 times 6 is nothing. Add the 3. Making sure everything is in line still though, look. And then 1 times 6 is 6. And that, there should be nothing above that 6 there. Then we simply add it all up. 0, 9, 8, 9, 10, 11, 6, 7. Lovely. So, the area of Man United Old Trafford is 7,190 metres squared. Okay, because remember you've got metre squares. And that should be how you solve the other ones. Let's have a quick look. 5 times 8, that's going to be 40 again. Nothing times 8, it's going to be nothing, so there's the 4. Oh, it's because we're working with 100. Oh, hang on. No, they've got the same measurements. Oh, it's because I converted one. Oh, okay. 105. Oh, so you've got the answer twice. Wow. Right. You've got the answer for Derby County and all. Right, let's have a look at 101 times 69. 1 times 9. 0 times 9 is nothing. 1 times 9, 9. Oh, man, I've been way too nasty with this one. Actually, I think these are the... I think I did find the actual measurements for these stadiums. That's why those two are the same. Because I Googled... I'm sure I Googled them. Right, we're done with the 9. Anyway, sorry, we're done with the 9. So, 0 the hero, because we're looking at the 6 or the 60. 1 times 6 is 6. So 1 times 60 is 60, obviously. And that's where it is there. Nothing times 6 is nothing. 1 times 6 is 6. Oh, man, that was a right easy one for you. 9, 6, 9, 6. So, Preston North End, which I don't know the stadium off the top of my head. 6,969 metres squared. So a little bit smaller than Man United and Derby County there. Let's go to this one here. So, genuinely, that would be the order I did it in. If I looked at that, I thought, oh, whoa, hang on. Let's warm up with these ones. Then we'll go back to this one. I will say this, though. Nothing changes. If you can multiply by a 2-digit number, you can multiply by a 5-digit number. Okay? So, yes, there are decimals. But if you can remember, we have talked about this. When you add and when you subtract, decimals stay in line. It's all about our place value. For multiplication, because of the way we do it, it doesn't quite work. Do it as if there's no decimals. And then you just put the decimal for how many numbers are after the decimals in the question. And I'll show you if that didn't quite make sense. But this should be should be flooding back to some of you. So, 8 times 4, 8, 16, 24, 32. 2 times 8 is going to be 16, 17, 18, 19. 0 times 8, so I'm always going back to the 8, just as before, is nothing. Add 1. 1 times 8 is 8. Lovely. And we're done with that one. And we're done with the 8. Now we're going to go 0 the hero, and we're going to go with the 5. 5 times 4, 20. 2 times 5, 10. Add 2, 12. Lovely. 0 times 5, nothing. Add 1. 1 times 5, 5. You always know, there should always be a clue. You should be doing the right thing if every time you've got a number that kind of looks like it's on its own. Right, we're done with our 5. Now we've got 2 places. So that's what we're going to do. See what I mean? So if you're multiplying by 2, you use 0 the hero. If you've got more numbers, you just do that. Once you're done with that one, you put them in both. They're just placeholders. So 6 times 4 is 24. Your organisation is key though here. 6 times 2 is 12. Add 14. Nothing times 6. Nothing. Add the 1. And then 1 times 6 is 6. And look again, I know I've done that right because I've got quite a cool little angle going here. Okay. So Now I add it up. You'll notice I've not put the decimals in. Yes, everything is in line. And yes, you could put your decimals here, but that's not going to give you the right answer because you've only got one. It just doesn't work, okay? So, let's add it all up. 2, 9, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 4, 12, 13, 7, and 6. Okay, now, nothing there was different to that, okay? The only thing that is now different is the fact that you've got two numbers after the decimal. You've got two digits after the decimals, haven't you? So you've got a 4 there and an 8 there. So let's make sure we've got two digits after our decimal in our answer. And you should get 6,737.92. Now, I'm looking at that thinking, okay, all these questions are similar. You've sometimes got to have a bit of common sense. If you did put the decimal point there, you'd have suddenly got 67,379.2. Hang on a minute. We're talking about football pitches here. All my other answers were thousands. Suddenly we've got a 10,000 one. And the measurements aren't exactly massive. 102 and 105, 65 and 68. You've got to have, there's got to be some maths common sense, which is really important for 5 and 6. Okay? But there you go. So whenever you've got decimals, just make sure you've got the same amount afterwards. I really hope that one helped, guys. I get it if you had a look at that one and went, ugh, but it'd be really interesting to know how many of you did genuinely go to the other ones first. And then, if you weren't sure, that's how you do that one. You know, if you think, oh, okay, I get it now, do some more. Get somebody to give you some more. You know, just do things like that. Do 212.2 times 34.7. And just have a go with some. Make some more for yourself, guys. Okay, get practicing.